So, I hear that you want to go on a fast. Well done. I just want to share some things from my experience on this journey from my first fast, 1 day, to this current fast, which is many days, and all I have learned in between. So, the reason I wanted to make this video is because as I'm fasting, and a lot of people know about it, and I'm doing really well at the moment, and I'm full of energy and feeling very, very plugged in. A lot of people are just spontaneously jumping into fasts all around me. Some of them are getting upset that, they only lasted this amount of time and, comparing themselves to me. Gotta let all that go, because I need to share that my very first fast was 1 day. And it was massive, and I had so much fear before that 1 day when I knew I was going to fast. And my body was so toxic at the time that by 11 o'clock in the morning I had to go to bed. I was trembling, sweating, shaking, feeling nauseous, all of it for hours and hours and hours. And later on that day I felt really good. It took me about 6 months to integrate that. And I've been on a very, very deep journey to this process. It's become my entire life. It's become my passion rather than a sideline to my life. I feel also that's a reason why I find myself here now in the living on liquids very easily. Also to remember that this has been 2.5 years, really solidly committed to this journey and doing a lot of work, not just on the physical levels, but oh my goodness, on the emotional realms as well. It's been huge to get to this place, as well as like all the life experience before. So with that, each of us are a unique and very special combination and constellation of life experiences, of how our minds are wired in order to protect us, to avoid pain, to receive acceptance, pleasure. All of this is rooted into the question of, so you want to fast? They may feel so completely unrelated. How can just drinking juice for a week have anything to do with how my mind is wired? It has everything to do with it, because the foundation of this journey of finding our way to health is through our emotional world. At least that's how I journey this, that's how I mentor this. And so people all around me right now are asking me about fasting and just asking, their focus is on, well, what do I drink and how much juice do I drink every day? And so everyone is free to make their decisions on how they want to journey their life and how they want to experiment with fasting. But truly, I only am available to support the people who are open to do fasting the way that I know, the art of detox. So this comes truly from my own personal experience with the deepest compassion. Of course, we're going to lose weight when we fast. I hear so many people sharing to me stories that they used to water fast in order to lose weight for events or whatever, and then they would just pack on so much weight afterwards. I never had the willpower to properly do like diet mentality, but that's where it's coming from. This is not the reason why you want to fast. This is going from one extreme to the other. It's not healthy for our body, for our hearts, or for our minds. It's not healthy. So I do not support fasting for losing weight. However, if someone comes to me and they really, really want to lose weight and they want to fast, then it's up to everyone to make the decision how they journey these experiences. But ultimately, as I've shared in some of my posts, what I realized quite soon into this journey was that it's not about losing weight, but losing waste. Whether that be physical or emotional, whether connected, physical and emotional. But really, it's so intense, this diet mentality, this need to be slim, to be in this culture, because we look better if we're slim, we'll be more attractive. But there's many slim people out there, and they're a big mess inside their heads and inside their hearts. And I actually remember during one fast where I started to lose a lot of weight, and it was probably the first time I've been like slim since my 20s. And I was going through so much emotion. I remember having this big laugh going, oh, this is such a cosmic joke. Being slim is not all it's cracked up to be. I needed that cosmic kick in the ass. It's a long journey to find this one of self-love, self-acceptance, and it doesn't come from forcing calorie restriction in order to lose weight, because ultimately, and how I totally have so much compassion for this. During my beginning experiments with fasting, I would lose weight and feel so amazing, but in the months that followed, because I wasn't aware of the emotional work, man, I just packed on that weight and more. And this beautiful place of where I found connection to my body when I was fasting seemed such a distant memory. It seemed like a dream. And so this is why I am so much more about transitioning first before we fast. Because don't we want this to be lasting in our lives? It just doesn't work, at least in my experience, when we are trying to lose weight for an event. Anyway, I've let go of that because for me personally, I don't have the discipline to do that. And it's just this acceptance of I am how I am. This is the package of me, whether I have a little bit of weight on me or not. And I just know that I'm committed to the path of losing waste, and that my body will find its equilibrium in whatever shape and size that's meant to be, in a balanced way. So that's really the first question, is what is your intentions for fasting? I guess my current intention for this fast was just I knew I had some shit to clear, and it's been really big and it's been amazing. And right now I have just cleared in this last week the most biggest thing for my system I could ever imagine clearing. I am feeling like a new being. And saying that, it's not necessarily just because I've been in a long fast. There's been many, many other factors. Number 2, I've had people who've jumped into fasting and then reached out to me going, oh my god, I've got the craziest diarrhea. I ended up having to go to hospital and then they put me on antibiotics, of course. Or people just saying, hey, I'm day 8 into a fast and my kidneys are so painful, or I have a UTI, I can't get out of bed, so much pain. This is really the most important thing in a practical way, is understanding the art of fasting. What are we doing here? Is that we are putting less waste and obstructive foods into our system so that the cells can let go of the waste, but this waste needs to come out of the body, so the doorways of elimination need to be open for the waste to come out. What are the main doorways? The gut, kidneys, the skin, and to some extent the lungs. Most of us, we begin, oh, I'm on the juices, great, I'm being healthy. But we are fasting because our systems are already feeling in some state blocked up, degenerate. So that means that our doorways of elimination are also still blocked up. Meaning that we go to all this trouble to go into a fast, but not much waste is actually going to pass out of the body. And so we want waste loss, not weight loss. And in my journey, I've been so completely amazed and proven that when we work on the art of fasting, opening those doorways of elimination first, we become much deeper on the waste loss rather than the weight loss. And I have found that even after fasting, when I was really getting back into the foods, I still was not packing on the weight like I was in the past. If you really, really want to fast and it's calling you, please do this with care. My recommendation is to begin with at least 3 months of opening the channels of elimination in our system. Unless you want to do just like a quick 3-day fast or something, but anything longer than that, you are going to potentially hurt yourself or you're wasting your time too. This means getting our gut moving. We need to be having at least 2, if not 3, natural gut movements a day through herbs, colonics, enemas, and through our diet, which you can find out a lot in the information in this group, the Facebook group, Live Your Nectar. This is what I speak about, the diet, the foods that clog us up less and less. At least 3 months to begin on this, taking care of our kidneys, herbs and teas to support the kidneys. Kidney support is so important, as when the kidneys go down, we go down like nothing else. Our adrenals sit on top of the kidneys, and like almost everyone I know has got adrenal fatigue. So when the adrenals are down, the kidneys are down somewhat, meaning that their role in the elimination of waste during fasting, they're going to be quite weak. And really, while on the fasting journey, I follow the Master Fast protocol, and you can get that protocol from their website, themasterfastsystem.com, and they have a very specific protocol to follow, and the reason is because it's to take care that the waste is coming out through our channels of elimination. It's the total game changer, opening those channels of elimination. I would not fast now without constant care of my kidneys and daily enemas. There's a lot of stories out there of people who have done a lot of juice fasts and long juice fasts, like over 100 days, and really got themselves in trouble afterwards physically, but they haven't done any enemas, any extra getting the waste out. So for sure it will play its part. And then also, as I love to marry the emotional world into this journey, that for me and for everyone I know who uses enemas as part of their healing journey, that they always clear emotions as well. So for me, this is always like during fasting is the little diffusing of the emotions that are coming out in the fast too. So there's no shame in the enema becoming your best friend during this process. A fast is going to really change our life. Even the 1-day fast I did many, many years ago, on some level, it impacted on me. And it woke up something on me, even though for a very long time after I went right back to what I was eating before. And I guess what it woke in me was this calling that in the right time I really want to continue this journey, this exploration. And each fast has awoken something very, very deep in me. And so it's possible that it can awaken a calling, a realization of just how dense foods can be and how deeply foods can affect our emotions and our physical well-being. We may also experience conditions clearing up while we fast, and they return when we eat again. And so all of this is registered in the body, in the soul, in the mind. So the question really to ponder is, are you prepared for your life to change, for you to look differently at food and what you eat and what we eat as a society, as a world? Maybe, this, depending on how deeply you feel called on this journey, this does have effect on the people around us. We generally share time with friends who eat around the same stuff. And so I haven't actually done this yet, but it's what I'm going to do after this fast, which is what the Master Fast system highly recommends that we do. And I find it difficult to exactly stick to rules, and I have to kind of find my own way. Even with following the Master Fast protocol, this fast was the first one that I truly understood that the gut washing, the enemas, is necessary every day. And so, like I said, this is something that I haven't done before. Basically what it's been for me in this journey is I'm either fasting or I'm eating, black or white. And yeah, there's the little periods in between after the fast where I'm really sensitive and I'm just really light eating in fruits, and then we we move forward back into the other things. Can you plan your exit before you start? Because when it is this feeling of, wow, this fast was the most sensational experience that I've ever had, of embodiment, of feeling connected, but wow, it feels like a million miles away. Because when we're back in the eating realm, it's a completely different realm. And fasting, it can seem like it was a dream. And so, preparing our exit plan before we enter, what does that mean? That means that rather than a fast being just a once-off event, that there is this commitment and this deep, deep calling inside that we really do wish to heal this body and keep exploring this path. But to stay continuously on a long fast is too much. Of course, we need to break it. So, by choosing to have 1, 2, 3 days a week, whatever feels right, after the fast, to continue fasting. It could be that every Sunday you just have juices and you make this commitment for after you break the fast. So there is this reminder every week of the frequency of the fasting and the refreshment and reset in the system. So as I said, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm certainly going to do this after this fast and keep you all updated with how that goes, how long it lasts. Who knows? I certainly don't know. Looking forward to it. And lastly, okay, so I'm doing a long fast, but it's more like a happening rather than a forcing. There's no way I'm going to force this. If I like craving food every day, I'm just going to break the fast and have food. But right now, I don't need food. I really, really, I really, really enjoy dipping my head into a big bowl of soup and just going. Or yesterday I had these mangoes, and I get all I need from that, which is amazing. But where I'm coming with this is that long fasts are not for everyone. There's no like magic medal for like, oh yeah, you did 50 days, you're so cool, you're so strong, you're so disciplined. No, not at all. As I shared in the beginning, we are all, each and every one of us, a magical, completely unique combination and constellation of experiences, of what we're calling from of what we've taken from our ancestors. Each of us is a universe. For some of us, the best fast is a short one. Little short ones, here and there, little short ones, 1 day, 3 days. It's perfect. And a lot of people really find that this works really, really well with them. And they continue. And you see, when we work in a way that fits well with us, that feels well, that really feels right, then it can become a lifestyle. Rather than doing this big long fast and then completely falling off the wagon with foods, with emotions, and finding it really hard to integrate, which can happen and which has happened to me in the beginnings of this journey. You know, we may actually just decide after that this path of detox is not for me. Or if you've been someone who's kind of just jumped into a fast without first opening the channels of elimination, and you may have experienced severe kidney pain or gut issues or things flaring up and not understanding it, you might feel, oh, this fasting is dangerous and not for me. So let's respect our bodies, let's respect our emotions and where we are now, and try. If you feel to fast, why not just start with 1 day and see how you go? And then maybe try 3 days. We gain a lot more by what we do most of the time rather than what we do in a once-off event. If you were to fast 1 day a week for 6 months, you are going to receive so much. You may potentially receive much more than just doing the same number of days all at once. So I walk this path in the feminine way. Sometimes, yes, we need discipline, inner discipline, a little bit. Sometimes we need courage. Actually, a lot of the time we need courage because we're trusting in the great unknown. We are putting our trust in the unknown. But in trusting the unknown, we are bringing the unknown to the known, bringing more into our lives. It's gotta be the feminine way. At least for me, we live on Mother Earth. We are made of the same things as Mother Earth. This is the frequency of life. Anyone that's come healed from like severe chronic fatigue, like I'm just so over the pushing. So don't be hard on yourself if you can't manage a really long fast. Have shorter ones. 3-day reset is awesome reset, and we can often find after a 3-day fast, which can also be really big, that our bodies are cleaner and we feel more able to make really good choices and much more able to integrate the emotions that come up as well during that time. That's it, my few words on so you want to fast. Ultimately, it's an incredible journey, and I'm not entirely sure why this journey is happening to me right now, and I'm not entirely sure why this journey is as it is for me now in this long fast, but it feels right, it feels easeful, and it'll all be revealed, as with everything. So, my message: to live your nectar, sending so much love.